Sonic the Hedgehog, as both a brand and as a franchise, has undoubtedly had a great year so far. With the success of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie coming out earlier this year, and the announcement of the third movie on the way, the success of the IDW comics, and them blowing past issue 50, and I'd say arguably having it's just great. I'll talk about it in the future, but that's not the topic of this video. And while a bit middling and a bit, rough on the inside, Origins did release and introduce a lot of new people to the classic games of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, and on the horizon, there's 2 more projects for the rest of the year until effectively Sonic takes a break for a while. We have Sonic Prime, a animated series releasing on Netflix sometime in December. We don't know the exact date, but it's somewhere in December. And the main topic of today's video, Sonic Frontiers. Now, I'm extremely looking forward to this game, and I just want to go over some of my thoughts from what's been shown. And I like to say right now, I'm excited. Just clear that out of the way. Sonic Frontiers is going to be a good designed Sonic game that's both original, adding its new combat system, while still relying on stuff that we know about the loose world and such, cyberspace and everything else in between. And I would like to say on this note, I was originally planning to release this video, or work on this video I should say, before the Gamescom trailer was released, which was a story trailer, which I do have now showing footage for, but in both a bit of laziness and also a bit of wiseness, I decided against it just to wait and see what come of the Gamescom trailer, and lo and behold, it was good, and especially since there was people playing the game on the ground floor at Gamescom and other conventions holding Frontiers, allowing people to play it, we've heard a lot of good news from this game from a lot of people. We've also seen a lot of footage, and a lot of the footage of this game has more or less leaked online. Now, I have seen some of it, I won't lie. It's certainly been, it's caught my interest, and I do want to know more about, the game and how it works. But at a certain point now that we're almost nearly a month away from it being launched, I've more or less just stayed away from that kind of stuff. I'm just watching the individual trailers, at least on the official channels, and more or less just looking at what is presented. And everything that has been shown, been talked about, that I've seen is good. Everything seems eye-catching. The music sounds like on part both the opening theme for Frontiers and also the ending theme for Frontiers. They hype me up. They make me excited. They make me want to explore the Starfall Islands to their fullest and figure out what is going on. And I'm very, very down for that. The same could be said for the combat. Originally, back in June, when IGN did review, when effectively we had the hands-on preview from IGN, I would argue the combat did look very much a bit of a, it looked like there was stuff missing. And now that now that a few months have gone by, we've effectively had a chance to see it, both an updated game and how the game looks, but also how the combat works. And oh my god, they did it so good. And I'll be the first to admit, the game's combat, while it's probably not like anything like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, it still looks fun to mess around with and experiment with, and I'm very happy that, for lack of better words, we're getting it, in a way, combat in a Sonic game. The last Sonic game to have, I guess you could say like a beat-em-up style, action-adventure, if you will, was Unleashed. And personally, that was my favorite Sonic game to play, and I like Hedgehog. I do like the combat, there's issues with that, but for what it's worth, if we can, if in the future we can see advancements in this entire moveset for Sonic, and not just Sonic himself, actually, now that I think about it, if we can see improvements across the board for all characters, in potential future titles. I think we could say that he did want to think about Adventure 3, and if this is kind of the forefront to what we could potentially see in Adventure 3 of all things, I would be extremely happy if this all paid off again. Also, in terms of things that I really, really like and appreciate, Robert Smith reprising his role as Sonic the Hedgehog, and most of the cast from the previous entries. I personally think that it is kind of weird to think back to when Roger was did tweet out the one time saying he may or may not be or he will be not likely voicing Sonic the Hedgehog in the future. And then a few months pass and he confirms he is back on the roll. And not only that, as a fan of him as a voice actor and everything else he's done, I've met him once at a con, and it was extremely endearing. I will say he's chill. He's very down to earth and everything, and it was very, very nice to meet him and such. But you hear him approach Sonic in a different tone, he more or less uses his entire vocal range to, instead of using a cheery, go-lucky kind of tone. While he can't go into the more seriousness of it, you can tell there's still a bit of a cheekiness from Force, say from Colors, Lost World, Forces. But here, you really do hear his entire vocal range. You hear it a lot, and it is weird because I've played a few of his games that he's voiced in. I've also watched a few of his shows that he's voiced in, and he clearly does have outside of like I said, cheery, positive tone, if you will, for a character. He can go into a deep range, and he can he can use his voice. He's very good at going between different vocal ranges and such. I'm not an experienced voice actor or anything to know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's something about hearing his from the few footage that has been shown from Frontiers where he's talking either in the world or even to Big, for example. There's a clear and this is not only him. This is also probably voice direction. Maybe it's the script that he's trying to adjust to, and I very much both appreciate the fact of the people who are instructing him how to potentially voice the character. And not only that, I'm also appreciative that Roger is taking this seriously, and he's giving in a way his a new perspective on Sonic. And he's still the same voice actor, of course, even after 11-10 years or so. But he's offering something new on the table, and not just me. A lot of people are very happy to see that. There's nothing wrong, I don't think, with the whole contact and everyone else from the earlier the writers from the meta area, if you will, of Sonic. It's fine. It's more there for an audience. At one point I now grew out of it. I used to didn't mind it as much as I did, obviously, but you hear it, even at the same voice actors before, it is nice to just hear a bit more range, a bit more emotion and everything else to bring from these characters, vocal board and such. And not only that, it's not only down to the voice actors, it's down to the actual writers themselves. Ian Flynn, as we know, is penning the story. He was a comics writer in Archie, then he went to IDW. He's also even before that, he's been going between different projects and such. And I'll be honest, I'm very happy for him. I'm excited to hear, not only hear, I'm going to hear Sonic from Roger Craig Smith, but I'm here to experience what story he has planned out for Frontiers. Clearly, they'd want to more or less keep a lot of things secret. There was some dry months. I will say there was some dry months where there was no news for Frontiers at all. We got maybe the bare minimum of scraps of information, if anything. But now that we're a week away, or a week and a half or so. Now that we're in that time frame, my expectations, or my excitement, I should say, is a bit more mild out because I know that we're a week and a half away from this game being launched. I'm just happy for it. I'm happy for Sonic Team being able to more or less do what they wanted to do, an open world Sonic game with combat and even in cyberspace featuring old levels and such. They're doing something that they really wanted to do for a long time. And that Ian Flynn is more or less, given that he's now proven himself as a both reliable writer and just a good, person to get onto a project. And I'm happy. I'm just happy in general. It goes without saying, Sonic Frontiers might just be my game of the year. It's gonna be a toss-up once I play it because there may be something I don't like in it, but I'll still be able to probably enjoy it. So there's that. Honestly, I think that's about wraps it up for the video. I didn't expect it to be this long, but the editing process has kind of been drawn out a bit. Like I said in the beginning part of the video, this script, if you will, has been in the back of my mind. It's been updating every few months, just trying to, more or less just keep up with what's been turned out from Sonic Team and Sega and everyone else. So to keep up with it is kind of annoying because you think you're gonna release the video, but then something new comes out, so you want to talk about that, but then you delay it a bit, or maybe you're just lazy like me. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So if you like what you see and you want to, subscribe for more for stuff like this, I'll try to promise that more stuff like this, if anything, be more frequent. It just depends on my mind at the time and what I'm doing. But yeah, if you like more of this, just subscribe if you want it. If you want to, I should say. Like the video if you haven't already, and comment in the comment section. I have Twitter at verx.com. It should be in the description. And I'll see you guys later.